An unexpected encounter. The bell above Rosie's diner chimed as Lily pushed open the heavy glass door, backpack slung over one shoulder. The familiar scent of coffee and warm pie enveloped her as she stepped inside, a welcome respite from the chilly autumn air outside. At 13, Lily was a regular fixture at the diner after school, finding solace in its cozy atmosphere while waiting for her mom's shift at the hospital to end. "Hey there, sweet Pia," called out Marge, the weathered waitress who'd been serving up coffee and sass at Rosie's for longer than Lily had been alive. "The usual." Lily nodded, sliding into her favorite booth by the window. She loved watching the world go by outside. The sleepy town of Millbrook might not be the most exciting place in the universe, but it was home. As Marge bustled off to fetch her hot chocolate and slice of apple pie, Lily pulled out her dog-eared copy of A Wrinkle in Time and settled in for a quiet afternoon. The diner's door chimed again, but Lily barely glanced up from her book. It wasn't until she heard hushed whispers and a sudden lull in the usual diner chatter that she looked towards the entrance. What she saw made her blink in surprise, wondering if she'd somehow gotten lost in her book's fantastical world. Standing just inside the doorway was the strangest person, if you could call it a person, that Lily had ever seen. Tall and willowy, with skin that shimmered like polished abalone, the figure seemed to ripple and shift as it moved. Its eyes, 3 of them arranged in a triangle on its face, glowed with an inner light that reminded Lily of the bioluminescent plankton she'd seen on a school trip to the coast. The diner had fallen eerily silent, all eyes fixed on the newcomer. Marge, usually unflappable, stood frozen behind the counter, coffee pot suspended in mid-pour. The alien, for Lily was certain now that's what it must be, seemed uncertain, those glowing eyes darting around the room as if searching for something. Lily wasn't sure what made her do it. Maybe it was the hint of nervousness in the alien's posture, or maybe it was simply the part of her that had always rooted for the underdog. Whatever the reason, she found herself raising her hand and calling out, "Hey, there's room over here if you'd like to sit down." The alien's gaze snapped to her, and Lily felt a momentary thrill of fear. What was she doing, inviting an unknown alien to sit with her? But as those eyes met hers, she saw something unexpectedly familiar in them: loneliness. After a moment's hesitation, the alien glided over to her booth, movements fluid and graceful. Up close, Lily could see intricate patterns swirling across its skin, like living tattoos that shifted and changed with each passing second. "Thank you," the alien said, its voice a melodious hum that seemed to resonate in Lily's chest. "I am new here. Your kindness is appreciated." Lily grinned, her initial nervousness fading. "Well, welcome to Millbrook. I'm Lily. What's your name?" The alien tilted its head, considering. "My name is not pronounceable in your language. You may call me Zen." "Nice to meet you, Zen," Lily said, then gestured around the diner. "Don't mind everyone staring. We don't get many visitors here, let alone, aliens?" Zen supplied, a hint of amusement in its tone. Lily nodded, feeling her cheeks flush. "Yeah, so what brings you to our little corner of the galaxy?" Zen was quiet for a moment, those mesmerizing eyes seeming to look through Lily rather than at her. "I am exploring, learning. Your world is of great interest to me." Before Lily could respond, Marge appeared at their table, having apparently regained her composure. "Well," she said, eyeing Zen with a mix of wariness and curiosity, "what can I get for our out-of-town visitor?" Zen looked at the menu on the table, clearly perplexed. Lily jumped in to help. "How about a slice of apple pie? It's the best in the galaxy, at least as far as I know." "Very well," Zen agreed. "I shall try this. Apple pie." As Marge walked away, shaking her head in disbelief, Lily turned back to Zen. "So, what do you think of Earth so far?" Zen's skin rippled, colors shifting in what Lily guessed might be the alien equivalent of a shrug. "It is loud, chaotic, but not without its charms. Your species is most intriguing." Lily laughed. "Yeah, we're a pretty weird bunch. But hey, at least we're never boring, right?" For the next hour, as the initial shock of Zen's presence wore off, and the diner slowly returned to its normal hum of activity, Lily and the alien talked. Zen asked countless questions about human life, culture, and history, while Lily did her best to satisfy the alien's curiosity. In return, Zen shared tantalizing glimpses of other worlds and civilizations, painting pictures of alien vistas that set Lily's imagination on fire. As the afternoon wore on, Lily found herself growing more and more comfortable with her strange new friend. There was something about Zen, a quiet wisdom, a gentle humor, that put her at ease. It wasn't until her phone buzzed with a text from her mom that Lily realized how much time had passed. "Oh shoot, I've got to go," she said, gathering her things. "My mom's shift is over, and she'll be wondering where I am." Zen nodded, a hint of what might have been disappointment in its eyes. "I understand. Thank you, Lily, for your companionship and insights. They have been most valuable." Lily hesitated, then asked, "Will you be here tomorrow? I'd love to talk more." Zen seemed to consider this for a moment before responding. "Yes, I believe I will. There is still much to learn about your world." Grinning, Lily shouldered her backpack. "Great. Same time, same place. See you tomorrow, Zen." As she hurried out of the diner, waving goodbye to Marge, Lily's mind was buzzing with excitement. She couldn't wait to tell her mom about her afternoon, though she wondered if her mother would even believe her. An alien in Millbrook. It was like something straight out of one of her beloved science fiction novels. Little did Lily know that her chance encounter with Zen was just the beginning of an adventure that would change not only her life, but the fate of 2 civilizations. As she ran home through the autumn-painted streets of Millbrook, the alien she knew as Zen watched her go, 3 eyes glowing with an emotion that defied easy translation. For Zen was not just any alien visitor. Hidden beneath the shimmering skin and probing questions was a secret that could shake the foundations of the galaxy. A secret that, in time, would test the limits of Lily's courage, creativity, and faith in the power of human kindness. But for now, as the sun began to set over the small town of Millbrook, casting long shadows across Rosie's diner, all that mattered was the spark of an unexpected friendship, a bridge across the stars that neither human nor alien had anticipated. And in the vast, cold reaches of space, ancient powers stirred, their attention drawn to this tiny blue planet by the actions of one curious girl and the alien she had befriended. The stage was set. The players were in motion, and the fate of galaxies hung in the balance, all because Lily had offered a lonely stranger a seat at her table. Growing friendship. Over the next few weeks, Lily's after-school routine took on a new rhythm. Each day, she'd rush to Rosie's diner, her heart pounding with excitement at the prospect of seeing Zen again. And each day, without fail, the alien would be there, waiting in their usual booth by the window. As autumn deepened into winter, their friendship blossomed like a flower defying the frost. Lily found herself opening up to Zen in ways she never had with anyone else, sharing her dreams, fears, and the everyday dramas of teenage life. In turn, Zen revealed more about the vastness of the cosmos, painting pictures with words of worlds beyond Lily's wildest imagination. "So, you're telling me there's a planet out there where it rains diamonds?" Lily asked one afternoon, her hot chocolate forgotten as she leaned forward, eyes wide with wonder. Zen's skin rippled with amusement, a kaleidoscope of colors dancing across its surface. Indeed, on the gas giant KEP 36T, carbon is compressed in the upper atmosphere, forming diamond raindrops that fall towards the planet's core. Lily shook her head in amazement. "That's incredible. I wish I could see it." A flicker of something, regret, perhaps, passed through Zen's eyes. "Perhaps one day you will." As the days passed, Lily couldn't help but notice that Zen seemed to be changing. The alien's initial reserved demeanor gradually gave way to a more relaxed, even playful attitude. Zen began to pick up on human expressions and mannerisms, occasionally attempting jokes, with varying degrees of success, and showing genuine interest in the minutiae of life in Millbrook. One snowy afternoon, as they watched fat flakes drift past the diner window, Zen turned to Lily with a curious tilt of its head. "Lily, I have observed that humans often engage in recreational activities during winter. What do you enjoy doing in this season?" Lily's face lit up. "Oh, there's so much. Sledding, building snowmen, having snowball fights. Hey, why don't I show you? We could go to the park after school tomorrow." Zen hesitated, its skin flickering with uncertainty. "I am not sure that would be wise. My presence might cause alarm." Lily waved off the concern. "Don't worry about it. People in town have gotten used to seeing you here. Besides, I've got an idea." The next day, Lily arrived at the diner with a bundle of winter clothes in her arms. With a grin, she presented Zen with a puffy coat, a woolen hat, and a long scarf. "Here," she said, "put these on. They'll keep you warm and help you blend in a bit more." Zen examined the garments with a mix of curiosity and amusement. "Fascinating. Your species has developed such intricate methods of thermal regulation." With some awkward maneuvering and a lot of giggling on Lily's part, they managed to get Zen bundled up. The alien looked slightly ridiculous, like a shimmering, multi-eyed snowman, but Lily thought it was perfect. Hand in hand, or rather, hand in what passed for a hand in Zen's anatomy, they made their way to the town park. Lily's heart swelled with joy as she watched Zen experience snow for the first time, the alien's eyes glowing with childlike wonder as it caught snowflakes on its shimmering skin. "This is beautiful," Zen murmured, its voice filled with awe. "Your planet never ceases to amaze me." Lily grinned, scooping up a handful of snow. "Oh, you haven't seen anything yet. Watch this." With a well-aimed throw, she launched a snowball at a nearby tree. Zen watched, fascinated, as the snow exploded against the bark. "Intriguing," the alien mused. "A form of projectile combat using frozen precipitation." Lily laughed. "Something like that. Want to try?" What followed was perhaps the strangest snowball fight in the history of Millbrook. Zen's aim was terrible at first, but the alien learned quickly. Soon, they were engaged in a full-scale snow battle, their laughter echoing across the park. As they collapsed onto a snowy bank, breathless and exhilarated, Lily noticed a group of her classmates watching from across the park. She waved, and after a moment's hesitation, they waved back. A few even smiled. "See," Lily said, turning to Zen. "I told you it would be fine." Zen was quiet for a moment, its gaze fixed on the distant group of humans. "You are remarkable, Lily," it said finally. "Your ability to bridge differences, to find joy in the unfamiliar, it is a rare and precious thing." Lily felt her cheeks flush, and not just from the cold. "Thanks, Zen. I'm just being myself, you know." As they made their way back to the diner, Lily chattering excitedly about other winter activities they could try, she failed to notice the conflicted look in Zen's eyes. The alien's gaze kept drifting skyward, as if searching for something among the clouds. Back at Rosie's, as they sipped hot chocolate, which Zen had developed quite a fondness for, Lily noticed that her friend seemed distracted. "Hey, is everything okay?" she asked, concern creeping into her voice. Zen's skin rippled, colors swirling in complex patterns. "Lily," it said slowly, "there is something I must tell you, something important." But before the alien could continue, the diner's door burst open, admitting a gust of cold air and a frantic-looking man. "Turn on the TV," he shouted to no one in particular. "You've got to see this." Marge, frowning, reached for the remote and switched on the small television above the counter. The usual afternoon programming had been interrupted by a breaking news alert. Lily felt her blood run cold as she read the ticker at the bottom of the screen. Multiple reports of unidentified flying objects over your major cities worldwide. The diner erupted into a buzz of frightened speculation. Lily turned to Zen, her eyes wide with a mixture of fear and dawning realization. "Zen," she whispered, "what's going on?" The alien met her gaze, all three eyes glowing with an intensity she had never seen before. "I am sorry, Lily," Zen said, its voice heavy with regret. "It seems my past has caught up with me, and I fear I may have placed you, and your entire world, in grave danger." As the television showed grainy footage of enormous, otherworldly ships hovering over New York, London, and Beijing, Lily felt as though the floor had dropped out from beneath her. The cozy world she had built with Zen over the past weeks suddenly seemed fragile, a soap bubble on the verge of bursting. Little did she know that this was just the beginning. The true test of their friendship, and of humanity's place in the cosmos, was about to begin. Revelations and danger. The atmosphere in Rosie's diner crackled with tension as all eyes remained fixed on the small television. Images of massive alien ships looming over Earth's major cities flashed across the screen, interspersed with panicked news anchors and shaky smartphone footage of people fleeing through streets. Lily felt as though she were trapped in a surreal dream. She turned to Zen, her voice barely above a whisper. "Zen, please. What's happening? Who are they?" Zen's skin had lost its usual vibrant shimmer, taking on a dull ashen hue. The alien's three eyes darted between Lily and the television, conflict evident in their glow. Finally, with a sound that might have been a sigh, Zen spoke. "They are here for me, Lily. I am not who you think I am." As the diner erupted into fearful chatter, Zen gently took Lily's hand and led her to a quiet corner. There, in hushed tones, the alien began to reveal the truth. "My true name is Zen 2, and I was the Emperor of the Galactic Confederation, a union of 1,000 worlds spanning 3 spiral arms of the galaxy." Lily's mind reeled. The alien she had befriended, with whom she'd shared hot chocolate and snowball fights, was an emperor. But why are you here? Why Millbrook? Zen 2's eyes dimmed. "My reign was long, but not without challenges. A faction within the Confederation, led by my most trusted advisor, staged a coup. They believed our policy of non-interference with developing worlds like Earth was holding us back. They wanted to conquer, to exploit." The alien's skin rippled with what Lily now recognized as deep sadness. "I escaped, fleeing to the farthest reaches of known space. Your Earth, primitive by our standards, seemed the perfect hiding place. I never imagined they would find me here." As Zen 2's words sank in, Lily felt a whirlwind of emotions. Shock, betrayal, fear, and strangely, a fierce protectiveness. "What do they want?" she asked, her voice stronger now. "They want me, Lily. But more than that, they want Earth. Your world, with its rich resources and strategic position, would be a valuable addition to their new empire." Lily's mind raced. The fate of her world, of everything and everyone she loved, hung in the balance. And somehow, improbably, she found herself at the center of it all. "What can we do?" she asked, surprising herself with the determination in her voice. Zen 2 looked at her, all 3 eyes wide with a mixture of surprise and admiration. Lily, this is not your fight. I have already put you in terrible danger." "No," Lily interrupted, her jaw set stubbornly. "You're my friend, Zen. And this is my home. I'm not going to sit back and watch it be destroyed." Before Zen 2 could respond, the diner's door burst open. A group of men in dark suits strode in, their faces grim and purposeful. The lead agent's eyes locked onto Zen 2. "We've been looking for you," he said, his voice cold. "You need to come with us. Now." Lily felt Zen 2 tense beside her. The alien emperor's skin began to glow, energy crackling just beneath the surface. For a moment, Lily glimpsed the power that Zen 2 had kept hidden all this time. But then, to her surprise, the glow faded. Zen 2 relaxed, turning to her with a sad smile. "It's all right, Lily. I will go with them. It's time I faced the consequences of my actions." As the agents moved to surround Zen 2, Lily felt panic rising in her chest. "Wait," she cried out. "You can't take him. He's here to help us." The lead agent regarded her with a mixture of pity and irritation. "This is a matter of national, no, global security, young lady. Step aside." But Lily stood her ground, placing herself between the agents and Zen 2. "You don't understand. He's not just any alien. He's an emperor, and he knows about the ships, about the invasion. We need his help." Her words gave the agents pause. The leader's eyes narrowed as he looked from Lily to Zen 2. "Is this true?" he demanded. Zen 2 nodded slowly. "It is. And if you wish to have any hope of surviving what's coming, you would do well to listen." What followed was a whirlwind of activity. Within hours, Rosie's diner had been transformed into an impromptu command center. Government officials, military personnel, and scientists crowded around tables, hanging on Zen 2's every word as the alien emperor shared vital information about the invading forces. Lily, to her amazement, found herself right in the middle of it all. Her unique connection to Zen 2 made her an invaluable liaison, translating the aliens' more complex concepts into terms the humans could understand. As night fell and tensions continued to mount worldwide, Lily pulled Zen 2 aside. "I don't understand," she said quietly. "Why don't you just use your powers? Couldn't you stop them yourself?" Zen 2's eyes dimmed. "My powers are great, Lily, but they are not unlimited. And more importantly, this is not my world to save. It must be humanity that rises to this challenge." Lily frowned, processing this. "But how? Their technology is so far beyond ours." A hint of a smile played across Zen 2's shimmering features. "Perhaps, but in my time here, I have learned that humanity possesses something far more valuable than advanced technology. You have an indomitable spirit, a creativity and resilience that my people lost long ago. It is your greatest strength, and it may well be the key to your survival." As if on cue, a commotion broke out across the diner. One of the scientists was gesticulating excitedly, pointing to a complex diagram on a laptop screen. "I think I've got it," he exclaimed. "A way to disrupt their ship's energy fields using a modified version of our own satellite network." Zen 2's eyes gleamed with approval. "You see, Lily, already your people begin to find solutions." Lily nodded, a spark of hope igniting in her chest. But as she looked out the diner window at the darkening sky, she couldn't shake a feeling of foreboding. The real test was yet to come, and the fate of Earth hung in the balance. As if reading her thoughts, Zen 2 placed a comforting hand on her shoulder. "Have faith, Lily. The strength of humanity lies not in any one individual, but in your ability to come together in times of crisis. And if there's one thing I've learned from our friendship, it's that the human spirit is capable of miracles." With renewed determination, Lily turned back to the bustling command center. Whatever challenges lay ahead, she was ready to face them. For her family, for her world, and for the unlikely friend who had shown her the true vastness of the universe. The stage was set for humanity's greatest test, and in a small diner in Millbrook, the seeds of Earth's resistance were beginning to sprout. Humanity's ingenuity. As dawn broke over Millbrook, the small town had transformed into a hub of frenetic activity. Rosie's Diner, once a quiet refuge for locals seeking comfort food, now buzzed with the energy of a war room. Scientists huddled over laptops, military strategists pored over hastily drawn maps, and government officials barked orders into secure phones. At the center of it all stood Lily and Zen 2, an unlikely pair bridging the gap between two worlds. Lily had barely slept, her young mind racing with a mixture of fear and determination. She knew that the next few hours would determine the fate of her planet. Zen, Lily said, her voice low as she leaned in close to the alien emperor. You said that humanity's creativity is our strength, but how can we possibly compete with their advanced technology? Zen 2's skin rippled with a pattern Lily had come to recognize as thoughtful consideration. Lily, throughout my long life, I've seen countless civilizations rise and fall. Those that survive are not always the most technologically advanced, but the most adaptable. Your species has a remarkable ability to think outside conventional boundaries. As if to prove Zen 2's point, a cacophony of excited voices suddenly erupted from a corner of the diner. Lily and Zen 2 hurried over to find a group of scientists and local tech enthusiasts huddled around a jury-rigged device. "We've done it!" exclaimed Dr. Patel, a quantum physicist who had arrived from MIT the previous evening. By modifying the local radio tower and linking it with the town's weather radar, we've created a prototype of the electromagnetic pulse generator. If we can scale this up, we could disrupt the invaders' ship systems. Finished Tommy, the high school's star pupil in robotics. His eyes shone with a mix of fear and exhilaration. Zen 2's eyes glowed with approval. Remarkable. You've managed to create a countermeasure using technology centuries behind the invaders. This is exactly what I meant, Lily. But their moment of triumph was short-lived. The diner's TV, which had been providing a constant stream of news, suddenly switched to an emergency broadcast. The president's grave face filled the screen. "My fellow Americans, citizens of the world," she began, her voice steady despite the clear strain on her face. "The alien forces have issued an ultimatum. They demand our unconditional surrender within the next 6 hours, or they will begin systematic destruction of our major cities." A hush fell over the diner, the weight of the situation pressing down on everyone present. Lily felt a cold knot of fear in her stomach, but then she felt Zen 2's hand on her shoulder, steadying her. "We don't have much time," the alien emperor said, addressing the room. "But I believe in you, all of you. Now is the time to bring together every idea, no matter how outlandish it might seem." Inspired by Zen 2's words, the assembled group sprang into action. Ideas began to flow, each one building on the last. A local farmer suggested using crop dusters to spread a fine metallic powder in the atmosphere, creating a makeshift Faraday cage to disrupt the alien ship's communications. A group of high school students proposed repurposing the town's old drive-in movie projectors to create a network of powerful light beams, potentially blinding the invaders' optical sensors. As the hours ticked by, Millbrook became a hive of activity. The town's inhabitants, from children to retirees, all pitched in. The local machine shop worked overtime to produce components for the EMP devices. The high school's computer lab was commandeered to create a distributed computing network, linking together every available device to crunch data and run simulations. Lily found herself at the heart of it all, relaying information between different groups and helping to translate complex scientific concepts into layman's terms. She was exhausted, running on adrenaline and determination, but she had never felt more alive. As the deadline approached, Zen 2 pulled Lily aside. The alien skin had taken on a somber hue. "Lily," it said softly, "I want you to know how proud I am of you, of all of you. Whatever happens in the next few hours, you have shown me the true potential of humanity." Lily felt tears prick at her eyes, but she blinked them back. "We couldn't have done any of this without you, Zen. You gave us hope when we needed it most." Their moment was interrupted by a shout from one of the military officers. "We're picking up movement. The alien ships are changing formation." Everyone rushed to the windows. In the distance, barely visible against the darkening sky, they could see the massive silhouettes of the invading fleet. The ships were descending, their ominous forms growing larger by the second. "This is it," Lily whispered, her heart pounding. She felt Zen 2's presence beside her, a comforting warmth in the face of the impending storm. As the alien ships drew closer, the makeshift defense network sprang to life. The modified radio tower pulsed with energy, sending out waves of electromagnetic interference. Crop dusters took to the skies, leaving trails of shimmering metallic dust in their wake. And from every corner of Millbrook, jury-rigged devices and repurposed technology joined the fight. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. The alien ships continued their inexorable approach, and Lily felt her heart sink. But then, almost imperceptibly at first, the massive vessels began to falter. Their smooth descent became erratic, their formations breaking apart. A cheer went up from the crowd in the diner as they watched the invading fleet struggle against humanity's improvised defenses. Ships veered off course, some colliding with each other in their confusion. A few smaller vessels plummeted from the sky, crashing into empty fields outside of town. "It's working," Lily cried, turning to Zen 2 with a wide grin. "We did it." But the alien emperor's expression was guarded. "This is only the beginning, Lily. The invaders will regroup, adapt. The real test is yet to come." As if to underscore Zen 2's words, a blinding light suddenly filled the sky. One of the larger alien ships, apparently deciding that precision was no longer an option, had opened fire. A beam of energy lanced down, carving the smoldering furrow through the earth just outside Millbrook. The cheers in the diner died away, replaced by a tense silence. The enormity of what they were facing came crashing down on them all. This wasn't just about saving their town, or even their country. The fate of the entire planet hung in the balance. Lily felt a moment of paralyzing fear. But then she looked around at the faces of her neighbors, her friends, and the strangers who had come together in this crisis. She saw determination, courage, and an unbreakable spirit. And she knew, with a certainty that surprised her, that humanity would not go down without a fight. "What's our next move?" she asked, her voice steady as she turned to Zen 2. The alien emperor's eyes glowed with a mixture of pride and resolve. "Now, Lily, we show the invaders, and the galaxy, what humanity is truly capable of." As the sky burned and the earth shook, the people of Millbrook, and indeed the entire world, steeled themselves for the battle ahead. The ingenuity of humanity had won them this first skirmish, but the war for Earth's future was only just beginning. A new beginning. The days that followed the initial alien attack were a blur of frantic activity, moments of terror, and flashes of incredible human courage. Millbrook, once an unremarkable dot on the map, had become the unlikely epicenter of Earth's resistance. Lily found herself at the heart of it all, working tirelessly alongside Zen 2 to coordinate humanity's efforts. The alien emperor's knowledge, combined with the ceaseless creativity of humans from all walks of life, proved to be a formidable combination. As news spread of Millbrook's successful defense, similar grassroots efforts sprang up around the globe. The invaders, expecting an easy conquest, found themselves facing a planet-wide insurgency armed with improvised weapons and sheer determination. One particularly memorable moment came when a group of teenage hackers, working out of a basement in Seoul, managed to infiltrate the alien fleet's communication network. They flooded the invaders' systems with an endless stream of cat videos and memes, causing widespread confusion and more than a few system crashes. "I don't understand," Zen 2 had said, puzzlement evident in its shifting skin tones as Lily explained the hack. "How does this imagery of small felines impede their operations?" Lily had laughed, a sound that had become rare in these tense days. "It's not about the cats, Zen. It's about using the unexpected to throw them off balance. It's about showing them that we won't play by their rules." As the conflict stretched on, Earth's defenders began to gain the upper hand. The invaders, for all their advanced technology, found themselves outmaneuvered by humanity's adaptability and unpredictable tactics. 2 weeks after the initial attack, Lily stood with Zen 2 on the hill overlooking Millbrook. The town below was a hive of activity, but the sky above was blissfully clear of alien ships. "They're retreating," Zen 2 said, its voice filled with a mixture of relief and awe. "Your people have done the impossible, Lily. You've driven back a force that has conquered entire galaxies. Lily felt a swell of pride, but it was tempered by the knowledge of the cost. Many had lost their lives in the conflict, and much of Earth's infrastructure lay in ruins. What happens now? She asked, her voice small against the enormity of the question. Zen 2 was quiet for a moment, its skin rippling with deep thought. Now, it said finally, we rebuild, and not just your world, but the entire galactic order. Over the next few months, as Earth began the long process of recovery, Zen 2 worked tirelessly to re-establish contact with its loyalists in the Galactic Confederation. The news of Earth's successful resistance had spread like wildfire across the stars, inspiring other subjugated worlds to rise up against their oppressors. Lily watched in amazement as her small town became a hub of interstellar diplomacy. Alien delegates from 1,000 worlds came to Millbrook, eager to learn from the species that had done the impossible. On a warm summer evening, almost a year after the invasion, Lily sat with Zen 2 in their old booth at Rosie's Diner. The place had been rebuilt, a symbol of Earth's resilience, though the new decor now included a few alien artifacts alongside the classic Americana. I'm leaving tomorrow, Zen 2 said, its voice tinged with sadness. The Confederation needs to be rebuilt, and I must play my part. Lily nodded, fighting back tears. She had known this day would come, but it didn't make it any easier. I understand, she said, but you'll come back to visit, right? Zen 2's skin glowed warmly. Of course. Earth is now under the protection of the new Galactic Alliance. And you, Lily, have been appointed as Earth's first junior ambassador. Lily's eyes widened in surprise. Me? But I'm just a kid. A kid who helped save her planet, Zen 2 reminded her gently. Your insight, your creativity, your ability to bridge different worlds, these are invaluable qualities. The galaxy needs more of that. As they sat there, sharing one last cup of hot chocolate, Lily reflected on how much had changed. A year ago, she had been an ordinary girl in a small town, dreaming of adventures in the stars. Now those stars were within reach, and the universe had become a much larger, more wonderful place than she had ever imagined. Zen, she said, a thought occurring to her, remember when we first met, and I asked you if your world was as pretty as Earth. The alien emperor nodded, its eyes glowing with the memory. You said it was empty and lonely, Lily continued. Is it still? Zen 2 was quiet for a moment, its skin shifting through a kaleidoscope of colors. No, it said finally, its voice filled with warmth. Thanks to you, Lily. Thanks to humanity. I've rediscovered the beauty in my world, and in the entire galaxy. As they looked out the window at the star-filled sky, Lily felt a sense of limitless possibility. The invasion had brought destruction, yes, but it had also united humanity in a way nothing else could have. And now, with the galaxies opened up to them, who knew what wonders awaited? To new beginnings, Lily said, raising her mug in a toast. To new beginnings, Zen 2 echoed, its eyes glowing with affection and hope. And to the indomitable spirit of humanity. As night fell over Millbrook, the first town on Earth to forge a friendship across the stars, Lily knew that this was not an ending, but a beginning. A new chapter for her, for humanity, and for the entire galaxy. And whatever challenges lay ahead, she was ready to face them, with creativity, courage, and the unbreakable bonds of friendship that could span the cosmos. The universe, vast and mysterious, awaited, and humanity, with its unique blend of ingenuity, resilience, and hope, was ready to take its place among the stars.